Welcome to my shelter. Now in springtime, the beginning of lockdown in 2020 here in the UK, we were allowed to go out for an hour or so for our daily exercise. And we've been doing that. I came across a little spot that I like now to call a home away from home. I started building a shelter. I got the structure, got the main roof over the top. I need to do some more work on it. Been meaning to do it for ages now. Get the walls done, get a bed made, and get a chair made. Now I do have a little fireplace to cook up my food and to keep warm when it gets a bit colder during the night. But that's where we're heading now, to my shelter that I built in the woods in 2020. So it's that time of year again where the bees are out, the butterflies, all the beautiful nature, including beautiful flowers like these guys over here called gorse flowers. Now, you may not have known, but these are edible, and a lot of people say they taste like nuts. Got a bit of a nutty taste to it. I've not tried these before, but I'm going to give it a go. Wow. Yeah, I like those. They definitely have that nuttiness that I can definitely pick up on, but it's not very strong, but definitely delicious. I like those. Now, what I love about camping at different times of the year is that you always see something new. Now, when you get into that side of things where you're interested in finding edibles, now it's always worth to do your research. I saw that gross flower earlier. I knew that was edible because I did my research. I asked friends, I read books, I looked online. Now, if you're looking into stuff like that, where you're thinking, maybe I can harvest some plants for eating, do your research, because the last thing I want you guys to do is get yourself ill, or even worse, die from what you've just eaten. So be safe out there, guys, do your research. It's like a scene out of Jurassic Park, this. Just make sure there's no little raptors coming to get me. Now, I get very excited when I come to my shelter because it's my pride and joy, even though it's not complete yet, but it's always good to see it. Now, I always get nervous when I come here as well, because the last time I came, I noticed a pine tree landed on top of my shelter. Thankfully, my shelter was nice and strong and it withstood the force of that tree. I'm going to use some of that wood this evening and process it and use it as my firewood to cook up my meal. But every time you come to your shelter, you just never know if somebody's found it, has somebody left a mess, or has a tree landed on it once again. Welcome to my shelter out in the woods. It's cool to know that this is something I've built and something I'm going to continue to build on. All these trees here are all fallen material, as you can tell, and as you have seen coming into this spot, there's lots of fallen trees to work with. And I've got my fireplace here. I'm going to get some wood on the go soon. I'm going to get some of these fallen trees that have landed on my shelter and I'm going to process those into my firewood for tonight. But first, I'm going to put some spray on because there's lots of little midges about. And I'm going to get my hammock up as well. See you in a bit. Now, I've not been hired by Avon to advertise this stuff, but on Amazon for about £5 you can get this Skin So Soft Original. Now, it's just dry oil spray and it's nothing to do with midges or wasps or getting bugs away from you, but it works. And a lot of people in reviews talk about it, and I've used it before and it works great. Keep hydrated, guys. It's important. This little pillow cost me £1 in Tesco. This shows you don't have to spend a lot for a bit of comfort. Well, now the tarp is up and the hammock is up and the bedding is all ready for me for later on. I think it's time now to get this fire going because there's lots of bugs about and I just want to smoke them out. And of course, I'm cooking up some food as well, so I'm going to need that fire for my cooking. It's not the most fanciest of beers in the world, but it's refreshing after that hike up and doing jobs around the camp. I'll save the better beers for after dinner. Once I get this all cooked up, I can relax. So there we have it. I've got my steak, got my new potatoes and asparagus. As you can see, I've taken a bite out of the steak already. It's tasting good. Well, thanks everyone for joining me for another video. I just thought I need some time out in the woods. I need some time to just breathe for a bit and just enjoy nature. This video might be very short, it might be long, I'm not too sure. But I just wanted to show you what I like to get up to in my own time, which is come to my shelter in the woods, put up a hammock and a tarp, get a fire going, cook some food, have a beer and just chill. Nothing fancy in this video, just me having a bit of fun. And I like to just keep things simple when I come to my shelter. I always get spooked when I hear like a random noise behind me, but I know for a fact there's nothing around. I know that if someone was walking through this part of the woodland, I would hear them from a mile off. But it's those random twigs that fall down or birds fluttering, you just think, what's that behind me, you know? But just listening to that gentle breeze between the pine trees and the crackles and pops from the fire, the birds singing their last song for the night. It's very relaxing. So I'm just enjoying my last meal now before I go to bed. Cooked myself up a nice steak, potatoes and asparagus. Cooking over the fire, there's lots of complications that come with it. A little bit tricky filming it as well, because obviously you need to turn things around, prod the fire a little bit. But I hope you guys got kind of a little bit of an idea of what I do when I go camping. I think there's some pheasant shooting going on at the moment. You can hear the odd shot here and there, and again. Now guys, today's video I've been focusing on water really, keeping hydrated, that's my main message, but I just thought I'd support this little local brewery here, Gisborough Brewery. They've just brought out their beautiful Sundays, it's a summer session IPA, and if you're local, check them out because they're doing wonders. Now in my videos you might notice I like to drink out of a tankard. You might wonder why. Well, it's very old school, very British, very English cultured, but the great things about these is that it keeps your drinks nice and cold when you fill them up. Now I've got the lid on this one today, which is really cool, because there's lots of bugs about and I don't want to have anything creepy crawly going in my drinks. So I'm going to crack open this last beer for this evening. We look out at the stars, look out the lights. I am quite high up so I can see lights in the distance from a local town of mine. But yeah, I'm just enjoying things right now. just having a bit of me time, and I'm just gonna relax and enjoy the small things of life. Good morning, everybody. It's a good thing I had this mosquito net on my hammock, because when the fire went out last night, all the mosquitoes started to come out again. I mean, it's a good thing having a fire, because it does smoke them out, it gets rid of them for a while, but it's good to have a mosquito net. If you don't have one attached to yours, it'd be good to look into getting one, because they're just a lifesaver, really, if you don't want to get bitten. But it's a lovely morning. You can hear the trees squeaking, a little bit of a wind going through the trees at the moment. The birds are singing. I woke up about 5 o'clock this morning to the sound of all the birds just singing together. I went back to sleep though, soon after. And then I woke up around 8:30, I would say. So it's been a good night's sleep. And it's always worth it waking up to the birds singing. It's my favourite way to wake up. But it's time to pack up and get going. But first, I'm going to make myself a coffee. Do you like tea or coffee in the morning? I don't drink a lot of hot drinks, but when I do, it's always when I'm camping. It just warms you up, especially when it's a little bit chilly in the morning. I just want to say thank you for joining me for another video. This is my third video, and I hope to do many more when I go camping. I'm planning to do a little bit of cave camping and go camping by a river, which would be really nice. But I hope you guys like my shelter. It is a basic frame at the moment, but I do plan to do a YouTube series on finishing it. If you've got any ideas for me, let me know in the comment section what you would like to see at my bushcraft shelter. And any tips and tricks that you can teach me as well. Because it's all about learning, about having fun as well. I'm going to have myself some more coffee now. And then once I've finished this, I'm going to pack up camp and head on home. Cheers guys. Thanks for joining me for another adventure. If you've made it this far and you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe, because there's going to be more videos to come. Thank you. What I love about these guys here, Cobra Cure, they have a little side pocket where else you can keep your stuff. Got a hand warmer wrapper in there, but it all stuffs into it. It's like one of those raincoats that you can get that just sort of go into a little pouch. It's so lightweight, it's perfect. So it all shoves in there nicely. Now this hammock right here is not expensive at all. Only cost me about 20 quid, 20 UK pounds. So normally I tie up my hammock with rope and do some knots, which I'm not very good at. I'm still learning how to do knots. But I was recommended by Craig over at East Anglia Bushcraft, use bungee cords. Used to use those while I was in the military, and I could see why. It's just so much quicker, and you can easily just pull them away and you're done. So look at that. Got these over at Amazon as well. Well, that's me all packed up. Another adventure under my belt. Time to plan my next adventure. Thanks for joining me guys. See you on the wild side. Peace out. Like and subscribe guys. Now, something I didn't think I'd have to add to this video. If you ever use mosquito spray or any other products to get the mosquitoes or midges away from you, make sure the expiry date is not 2 years ago, because look at that. I have been absolutely bitten raw and it's very sore. So learn from my mistake and make sure your products are in date. See you later.